Welcome to another episode of Design+Style, a podcast for designers, by designers, with co-hosts Dixie Willard of Dixie Willard Design and Rachel Moriarty of Rachel Moriarty Interiors. The Design+Style podcast is brought to you by the Design+Style Visibility Lab. The Visibility Lab is the only membership group that focuses on the latest strategies and tools to help you get more visible while showcasing your specific brilliance. We've got weekly online office hours with both of us, monthly topics, in-depth worksheets, and exclusive monthly trainings. We are so lucky to have the Decorettes here today. Jessica McClendon and Stephanie Owens are two of our favorite people. Together, they are the Decorettes. They help creatives design bewitching branding and swanky systems so that they can get noticed and organized. Jessica McClendon is the founder of Glamour, where she creates casually glamorous and intentionally playful spaces for the laid-back family gal who loves fancy things. Her work and expertise have been featured on the cover of HGTV magazine, Domino, The Glitter Guide, the LA Times, and many more. After 9 years in business and some encouragement from her favorite out-of-this-world boss lady, she launched Ms. Glamour Nest, where she helps other creatives develop swanky systems to grow their business. Stephanie Owens is the founder of Paper Moon Interiors, where she creates glamorously whimsical spaces for the gal about town with her online design service. After launching her own unique take on brand experience design and raking in some mad Google search results, she expanded the Paper Mooniverse and launched Ms. Paper Moon, where she helps others create beyond basic branding and cosmic content for their online businesses. So we are here today, of course, with the fabulous, I feel like poor Jessica is a little left out, because Stephanie's name is at the bottom of her little box if you're watching us on YouTube.
It's okay. Because we're at my
Stephanie's
house.
name is there, but that's true. You do have, you provide the space, you get your name on it.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
So,
Your couch, your name. So for all the people on YouTube, we just came up, in case you won't know this on iTunes or SoundCloud, but we are having a kimono party.
yes.
And we came up with a little kimono shimmy. So for those YouTubers, let's do a little kimono shimmy. And if you're listening on iTunes, Jessica has a fresh baby belly, a fresh new baby belly that's just popped out. So cute with her kimono. Welcome, you guys. So happy to have you guys here. We adore you, as you know.
Do you
And
know?
we adore you.
Do you know how hard it's been to wait for today?
Aww.
It has
I've
been
been very excited.
so
Yeah.
hard because we've wanted to talk to the two of you together, but getting the two of you together is a little bit of a challenge sometimes.
Very
It's kind of a challenge, yeah. It is.
I'm
And we're
surprised
actually together.
Yeah.
in the same room. In the same room.
Yeah.
And that's like recording. We record 6 or 7 episodes a day when we do record
When
our
we finally have a day
shows.
where we're both
Like
available.
we're recording in 2 days, but those episodes won't go live for like 2 months from now because whenever we both have a day that's good, we're like, all right, how many episodes can we get done? And because Jessica's having a baby, we're hoping before you have the baby to have all of 2018 recorded so she could sort of just take off the rest of the year. I can jump into the Facebook group as needed and just sort of like you can hop in whenever you're ready, but not having to have the risk like oh God, we have more episodes to create.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're really good at just like sitting down and planning things out, and I think that's like the teacher in me that's like good at like lesson planning. And I think like that skill has transferred into business where I'm just able to like sit down, get a full month's worth of content.
Curriculum.
Yeah, it's like it really is curriculum because every week we have like a theme for the month. So right now it's April, so it's Overwhelm month. And so we sort of like, okay, at the end of this month, how do we want people to feel? And then we sort of backwards map it, or like, what are the first steps you need to get to like eliminate your overwhelm? And then from there, like incrementally making overwhelm a little less stressful by the end of the month. So it's like a little unit.
It's so funny because we just had a big talk about overwhelm. I feel like what happens is that in Q1, we're recording this in beginning of April in 2018. In Q1, you have all these like, oh, I want to do this year. I want to accomplish this. I want to, and then you get really, really unfocused. You hit the end of Q1 and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. Like I am so
You also feel like you're
overwhelmed.
failing a little bit. because
Failing,
you start
yes.
the year like pumped and you have
Yes.
all these
Yes.
goals.
Yes.
And then also life happens. Like I got pregnant. So all the goals that I had, I was like, well, I can't do that, can't do that, can't do that, you know, or even just work, you know, you get projects, you get work, you have to pay taxes, all these things come up, and then all the stuff you planned on doing isn't happening.
Yeah.
And then you're and you feel like a failure. Which
And
is
one
not
of
a good combo.
the episodes that it's the second one in April, is about content creation overwhelm, and it's really just me going through my content planning workshop, which in a Dixie.
Ooh, it was really good.
And it's like, that's how I get things done. I have to say things because we're on the Design and Style show. I don't say things on the Decorettes show. I say that others that. I get things done. I get things done.
Because that was sass.
Things. Because
Thanks.
I know what I'm able to get done is that's part of like, because I have like another job on top of web design and brand design and interior design, all the designs. I have to like put fashion design in there. I think I'm gonna have my own line of models or something eventually. You know it'll happen.
Oh yeah.
But because I have another job, I know that my time is very limited, and I know I'm just not able to get things done, like bigger projects done as quickly as other people. So it may take me a little bit longer to get a website for myself put together. And that's just part of like,
but I think that process is good because it's more realistic. And so then, because it's bad to feel overwhelmed, it's really bad to feel overwhelmed and like you're failing.
And
so I feel like that helps. The being realistic helps you still have confidence and still feel good about the progress that you're making, I guess.
But, so I thought it was funny that when I saw, I guess it was, I checked my emails yesterday and saw that April was Overwhelm. I had my little temper tantrum quit. That's it. I'm done. I'm just going to sit here at home. No more Design and Style, no more Dixie Willard design, no more anything. That's it. I'm not doing any volunteer work. Because I had just reached the point of saturation and I had my little temper tantrum. I took a few days off. I feel much better now. Don't worry. I'm not quitting.
She went to the bat cave.
And that's why you got into systems, because in your business, you got to that point of like, you just wanted to throw it away and get a regular job. And
I basically wanted to like burn it down. Like I get very violent. So I was just like, I literally want to take like gasoline fluid to everything. And I want to light a match and burn it all down to the ground. Everyone can beep, 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 you know, I'm done. Yeah. And I was like, I'll just go get a job at like J. Crew. Like, you know, I'll go back to J. Crew. Go back to like being the visual person at J. Crew or something, you know, like I just want a job that I don't have to think anymore. Like I'm so tight.
And I've had times like that too, just like a few weeks ago when I was just like so tired. And I just said to my husband, you know, what if I was just Mrs. Owens' high school teacher? Life would still be okay. And he was like, you'd be bored out of your mind, because there has always been that part of me that is a creator and artistic person. And because of just, you know, growing up the poor kid, and we talk about this in episode 0 of the Decorettes, like I can't just quit my job and be like, okay, we'll figure it out and maybe like lose our house. So like it's a long road, but I mean, it'll get there eventually. And that doesn't mean I don't know like how to market or how to make a converting website or how to like book clients. It just means I'm not able to do as much of it, and that's okay.
And setting limits on yourself sometimes is hard because you want to be able to say yes to everything. And I'm actually to the point now where I'm going to have to say no to some of the service work that I do because it's just not the time respect.
And I think that happens is like when you very first start your business, because you're just starting, you kind of have to be a yes person. Experience, and you kind of need to have the fails, and you kind of need to have the bad experiences to know, well, who's my ideal client? What kind of budgets do I like working with? What kind of people, you know, so it's like you need that, but then you've gotten in this habit of saying yes, that then reteaching yourself to say no becomes kind of difficult. Because I know it was for me. It's like, I'm glad that I was a yes person when I started my business, because I think that really helped me learn a lot. It helped word of mouth. It helped me get an education, like on the things I shouldn't do, you know, like all the things. But then to learn how to say no became really it almost harder because it wasn't a strong muscle because I had like let it atrophy a little bit, you know. So it was
I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's like that with when you're a parent too. So you're going into a new season of your life where I feel like
we've kind of got all of the seasons going.
I know. What Stephanie was just saying about, you know, your other job is how I am with the kids. Like I can't go full throttle because the reason I left corporate was to be able to take my daughter to school and pick her up after school. And so I have to honor that. You know, I want to honor that. You know, at the same time, I'm like, I want to go Dwell by Designs this weekend. You know what I mean? And so I want to go to
You're going to go to that. And then it's like, oh yeah, never. But and I talked about this on the Decorettes, I think last week. Like there's like FOMO, like fear of missing out. And like opposite, I have LOMO. Like I love missing out on things.
Yes.
Like, you know, you guys are going to High Point, like so good for you guys. But like there's nothing in me that's like, I need to go to High Point too. Like I just know like right now, that's just not the best use of my time.
Yeah.
So like have fun. Rock it, take out tons of pictures and like recap, but like I'm okay at this point in my life, like not doing everything. So this week we have a Pinterest challenge in the group and some people were like, oh my God, one more thing. And I was like, no, it's not one more thing. It's one more thing if this is the right time for you to get traffic to your website. If that's your missing piece, this Pinterest challenge will be perfect because it will done correctly. It will get traffic to your website.
If it's not, move on, work on the stuff that you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Yes. We just had that conversation in the Visibility Warriors group where we had to say, okay, somebody was talking about the fact that they had all of these
trainings,
all of these challenges and trainings and stuff like that. And we're like, focus first on the most important one. Everything else you can push to the side and let it wait. And we are talking to ourselves just as bad.
Oh, but have all these trainings, have all this, and you're just like, hey, you're making
but just think of it as you have it in your back pocket, so when you need it now, you can just pull it out, do it, and move on. But
and as far as like High Point, like we're hired to go to High Point, so it is a good use of art. You know what I mean? When you're getting paid to do something, it's a good use.
That's awesome. I'd go too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just part of our new positions.
It's part of your.
But even then, I mean, we have to figure out like what is important for us.
Exactly.
Which brands.
Because even I'm starting to get some emails for the Decorettes that are just like random things that I'm like, I don't even like have time to respond to this email telling you why it's not a good fit for I haven't even told you about it.
And for us, we're East Coast, West Coast, where you guys can at least, you're within a couple of hours of each other. Dixie and I have to be really strategic about how we get together and, really, really make the most use. I mean, we're bringing photographer and we're doing we have to do it all together at this, so it's really challenging. You have to be very clear, and that's one of the things we talk about all the time is clarity. And once you have the clarity, everything it's easy to like, okay, you know what, I'm going to take this off my task list, or I'm going to take this off. This really doesn't have to happen.
And I think that's like also the clarity part we were actually talking about too. It's really important because, if you don't have, like, so with the Pinterest challenge, it's like, if you don't have content for anyone to read, well, then there's no reason to drive people to your site right now.
Yeah.
Don't do the
not
Pinterest
ready for this.
Work on content. Join Leisha's group and get the blogs and the newsletters out and get good at creating content, and then come back to the Pinterest challenge and drive people to that content.
Yeah. And if you don't have a website,
then you do the website.
You really need to focus on something else.
Yeah, because I mean, some people just want to have Pinterest followers and repins and things just to have it. I'm like, but if it's not strategically
monetizing,
if it's not monetizing or building brand awareness, getting like top of funnel in digital marketing, like you need people to be aware of your brand, and then you need to like engage with your brand and then buy from your brand. Like Pinterest is great for that initial awareness, get them onto your email list, and then start promoting your services to them once they've gotten to know you a little bit more.
Right.
But
it's like, don't.
But if you're,
I can't say don't put the cart before the horse.
Cart before the horse.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I'm like my mother. My mother like ruins every. She really does. They're like hysterical. There was like one day when she was like, "Keep your thumbs up," and we were like, "What? Keep your fingers crossed."
I didn't even know what you were
my
talking
bucket
about.
overflooded. I'm like, oh, her cup
Overflowing.
I love that.
You
So
speak Gretchen?
I speak Gretchen. So then I'm like, sometimes I question, like, do I know the right saying or did I grow up with the wrong one?
Yeah, but I think, like you were talking about having a partnership, I think having a partnership has helped us with our visibility. I think I was always kind of like, that was like one of my stronger suits, but just having like, and just not so much, but like systems weren't my thing. So you've been able to help me with that. And I've been like, I am like forcing you to be visible on like the weekly live streams and the videos.
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, I would say I'm more like Dixie in the sense that being visible, the going live and all of that stuff, that's still very new to me. Like I'm still working on that. I'm still a work in progress.
But in person, but
in person, I'm really great. And that's most of my business was referrals and meeting people, and and my having the systems made me, I feel like, a strong in-person,
right?
You know, so.
And we talked about when I was on the podcast last year, like for me, I'm an introvert. I don't really like going live and all of that, but I just know I have to do it. Like, it's not like at this point, it's fine. It's natural. I just get on and do it. But when I first did it, I was like, I don't want to do this. And now it's just like, I just do it. You just,
Well, and that's the interesting thing about having complementary strengths that
It's
Dixie
great.
and I have found. We have had to actually go back and revisit some of the stories we've been telling ourselves. Like I'm not good at networking. I'm great at networking now. I go to all the conferences. I'm hanging out till like 2 a.m. I'm getting up in the morning. You know, I am coming back with like all of these great contacts, and I'm following up and everything. So that was but it's still kind of a story that I'm still working on retelling myself. And Dixie the same. It's like, you know, she was the one that was a little more like behind the scenes, but now she's not. She's definitely, I mean, the blue hair, she's like flat Dixie. She's really become
You've
like
got flat Dixie.
Yeah.
She has really come into the forefront and has, you know, really become a personal brand as well. And so it's fun that we've been able to do that, like you guys are doing for each other.
And I think like even with things like I didn't necessarily think I was good at, like copywriting. I always thought I was okay. But then Jess tells me, no, like,
I'm constantly like, you're so good at.
And then like and then since you've been telling me that, I hear it from other people, and I'm like, oh. So like in the first episodes of the Decorettes, I'm like, I'm okay at copy, but from now on, I'm just gonna like stand in it and like take up more space and be like, I am a good copywriter.
I think that's really interesting though. You guys talk, I feel like that's a really good exercise for people to do, is to like maybe even quarterly like check in and be like, okay, what stories am I telling myself, and is that something that's not true anymore? And if it is still true, if it is still a struggle, because even in the Facebook group today, I told someone like, sometimes you have to look at the why behind the struggle. Like, is there belief there that needs to be healed? Maybe not, but maybe so. And so it is one of those things where like, okay, if I am having a struggle with getting on Facebook Live, well, then maybe there's a belief there that I need to examine, heal, or maybe it's a belief that it's not true anymore.
Yeah.
Too, you know, so I feel like that's a good exercise for people to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kept saying, oh, I'm not good at video.
But you're awesome.
We're like,
I do video all the time now.
Yeah.
And she can sit on, she's one of those people where if she'll put it on her calendar and she will be there, like, I'm like, I can be a little late. I can leave off a little early. If she has like 30 minutes on her calendar, she'll be like, well, we still got another minute. And I'm like, another minute? Like doing nothing? What?
It's on my calendar. I have to.
Yeah, it's so funny. So she's teaching me to honor. Yeah, she's really teaching me to honor my calendar because I don't do well with like, you know, so that's one that I'm working on. That's always been a little bit of a struggle because freedom is my like highest value, and calendar and freedom, I have to figure out a way of reconciling the two.
Yeah, like that balance.
Ever come up with a training on that? Yes, exactly. I need because I keep telling her if it's on my calendar, I'm going to rebel. Yeah. Like I just, you know, I'm going to be like, no.
We're pretty rebellious too.
Yeah, we had gone to this mindset retreat, and she did talk about that. She was like, you don't need to feel bad if you're a rebel, but you need to recognize that because sometimes you're.
And we were like, that's
you're getting in your own way just because you're a rebel and you don't want to tell you to do. If someone's like, oh, this would be good for you, and you're like, no, you don't know it'd be good for me.
Or like when someone says, you should write a blog post about this. I'm like, you should write a blog post. And you're like, that's a really good idea for a blog post.
Maybe I should do that.
Seriously, we need to come up with a little series since we all have that little thread running through us. I shouldn't have used the word should, because now we're all like, no, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
We will.
At first I thought you said the S word, and I was like,
she's like, is Dixie going to have to edit this out?
I have to get my trigger fixed.
Rebels in kimonos.
Yeah,
rebels in kimonos.
I love that.
Okay, we all have to go to Nashville.
Done.
Photo shoot in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Photo shoot in Nashville.
Yeah, we'll all go to Nashville. It'll be like a whole summit that's happening.
It'll be like kimonos. Yes, kimonos and cowboy boots.
Kimono lady.
Kimono Summit.
Kimonos, cowboy boots, and moonshine. For
I'm
sure.
already coming up with the brand in my brain.
Let's do it. Let's do it. This has to happen.
Cowboy boots.
This has to happen.
Yeah. I rarely get to wear my cowboy boots
with a moon on it and some stars.
Yes,
absolutely.
100%.
Uh-huh.
And then Dixie needs blue.
Yes.
Blue.
Yes. Dixie, you do need blue cowboy boots.
Yeah, you need
stick with my black.
Suede. You need blue suede.
Suede. They would look good for about a hot minute, and then I would totally destroy.
I worked at a boot shop in college, and we did a custom pair of blue suede cowboy boots. Of course, Elvis was our inspiration.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep, but that's where we did my I have my butterflies and my. Yep. Yeah, I've worked in a boot shop.
We're like crossing our fingers and putting our thumbs up.
Yeah.
that Jessica's feet go back to their normal size because the girls.
Well, they haven't grown yet. And let me tell you my two fears. I have two fears. I know this is off subject. No one cares about this, but I do. My feet are already large. I already wear a size 10. So I'm like, if my feet get any bigger, I won't even be able to buy shoes. I will literally have to go to Nordstrom's Rack and go to the like 11 and 12 section.
Yeah.
And have no options. And then my second is I have a very nice shoe collection.
Yeah.
And I cannot have my feet not fit into it.
It's like part of your identity. It's part, no, it actually is on topic because it's part of your brand.
Yes, it is.
Shoe collection is
visibility. Shoe visibility.
Shoe visibility.
So I didn't even think about my boots. That would really make me sad.
Yeah. Mine did grow half a size with each kid.
I'm hoping that since they're already so large, that they won't. Because I'm like, oh,
that would be unfair.
But they're already a 10.
That would be unfair. Yeah.
Mine shrank eventually, though. So
mine never did.
There is hope.
My mom's
there is hope.
Like mine went up.
They were in college before they shrank.
Okay. I'm
really?
I'm like, mind over matter. I'm like, they will not grow because they're already gigantic. And I'm not that. I'm a regular sized average person.
She's got
size 10 feet already is too big for my body. So if they get any bigger, I don't know what I'm doing.
You're gonna get some custom Ferragamos is what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna have a baby. I'm not gonna be able to afford anything.
I can't afford a whole new shoe collection.
Right? I can't. I'm like, this took me years.
College.
Years.
So we talked a little bit about the fact that you two are kind of trying to make sure that you batch everything ahead of time because there's a baby.
Yeah.
How else has it affected your visibility besides your feet and your batching?
I think with my visibility, well, you know, we were actually talking last night. I actually do have a lot of body hang-ups. There's some things that already have. I lost a lot of hair like probably 9 years ago. I had like an infection on my scalp, I went to multiple doctors. All men, of course. Sorry if there's any guys listening, but telling me like, you just need to get over it. You need to not be so vain. Sometimes you just lose hair and you're just going to have to deal with that being a part of your life. Well, then I finally found a doctor who found out that I just had an infection. Had I taken antibiotics, I would have been fine. So I'm very self-conscious about my hair, like, because I have like permanent damage. So that's already a hang up that I have. And so I think the pregnancy, gaining a little weight, you know, things like that. And I know that it's because I'm pregnant, but it's still, I'm also getting like some hormonal acne and I can't really do anything about it.
Right.
So it's making me a little self-conscious about my appearance. And I
but
think
we
that's
still did a photo shoot
yeah, we did. We still
yesterday.
did the photo
It's
shoot
fine.
yesterday. But I do think it's like I would say it's helping me hide in my excuses a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I think also just business wise, it's making me, I had to cut a lot of goals from this year because I'm having to shift priorities a little bit. I am having to kind of rethink my business structure. Like, what am I going to do differently? So all of that's kind of affecting also that, not a fear really, but I'm not really just wanting to jump in and do anything. I feel like I'm still having to step back a little bit and be like, okay, what's going to be strategic? Because at this point, I don't really know.
Right.
Yeah, you could have postpartum depression.
Yeah, like it's all
you could be ready to go back to work right away. Like you never know.
It's like, do I need 4 months off, or is 4 months going to be too much for me, or is 4 months going to be perfect, or or
are you going to want to just stay home and just do virtual? There's a lot of decisions.
Yeah, so I'm trying. So basically, it's also affected my visibility in terms of like, I just don't really know what to do right now because I don't know what in the end what I'm going to want it to look like. I'm kind of reevaluating like, well, what do I want my life to look like now that I'm going to have a baby? I don't know what kind of mom I'll be or what kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know yet.
Mom.
Well, I mean, I think
know. No question about that.
Need to get out of the house, and then I have some friends who
right.
cried and they have to go back to work. I've had both, so it's like I just don't know where am I going to fall on that spectrum.
Yeah. I would just enjoy the pregnancy while you're going through it. And the sleep and the eating.
Trying to. Yeah, I mean, the first trimester really affected things too, just because I was so ill.
Gosh,
yes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I kind of disappeared a
You
little.
totally disappeared, and that's what made sense. Yeah, it made sense after your announcement.
I was so nauseous. I was sick all the time. It was hard even with clients to have meetings. I was having to drive with trash bags. And an extra shirt and baby wipes and toothbrush.
Yeah.
Because I was just like so ill constantly. So
well, like when I was sick with the flu for a month. You couldn't get me to do a Facebook Live. There was no way. So
I can't lift
you
my
never know when these things are gonna happen. But I still made sure that I got like my newsletters out. I stayed visible somehow. Like I still, but you still you still did your like you went and worked with clients and did your invisibility, like in-person stuff. But like for me, like I knew if I just disappeared for a month, you just can't do that. So even though I was really sick, I still did a workshop. I planned it before I got sick, and I was like, I'm still gonna do it. I still did my Instagram every day. I still send out my newsletters, but like I just kind of like I had to disappear because I was so sick, and I knew that I couldn't just hop on Facebook Live whenever I wanted because I didn't want to like get myself put together. I was so weak.
This is just a thought I had. It might be helpful to some people. Is that sometimes I think we get so on the rat race of everything that we add more stuff and we add more stuff and we add more stuff, that the positive side of maybe getting pregnant is it is forcing me to like kind of step back and be like, okay, what do I want the end to look like? What do I want the goals? And then what do I need to focus? It's like, I don't need to keep adding more onto the list. I kind of need to be simplifying a little bit and then amplifying.
What you going. That's what we talk about is begin with the end in mind, which is really exactly that. Like step back where, and then reverse engineer, right?
Yeah, and then, like, well, if this is what I want to
be able to pivot.
And there's all these other things that sometimes you say yes to that aren't going to get you. Like if you want more freedom or you want to be, if you want to be less landlocked, then like having a TV show isn't going to be necessarily the right thing for you. But in the moment, if you don't examine those things, you might be like, yes, a TV show and this and this and this.
Yeah. And like with your, like, because we're building a website for Dress right now. So last night we like sat down and just like strategized, like what are all the pages going to be? What are the opt-ins going to be? What products are you going to be offering? And we just thought like, you already have your biz bundle. You already have your thoughtful messaging.
Yes.
We need to work on promoting that, right? Because that's already like the asset's already there. We need to work on like a digital marketing campaign for that. So you can,
and then I can work on creating new stuff
later.
Later.
You already have stuff that we're not really like.
You're already creating the ultimate thing right now.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not even doing anything. In my head, like, you're growing.
I know. You're like, I am doing more now than what I'm hustling. It's so crazy. That's so awesome. So we love you guys.
We love you.
If anybody hasn't heard of the Decorettes, please, you will fall in love with their branding. You'll fall in love with I love everything that you guys put out. It's so you. I always know it, even before before I look at the faces, I know it's you. Yeah. And Stephanie, you're doing the branding and marketing, and you're helping clients with designers.
Building websites, and so that's sort of my area. It's like we call it bewitching branding and swanky systems for your creative business.
And
so
mine is funny.
And getting you noticed and getting your marketing message clear. That's something I'm really pushing right now. It's like, before you even talk logo, before you talk about colors, what is your message? What are you what are you trying to help people with? From there, we will create the visual identity and the website and all of your marketing collateral. And then once you get booked, it moves into swanky systems.
And so, that's just, I really talk about getting clear on the preferences. What kind of business do you want? What do you want it to look like? What kind of values do you have? And then creating a business built around that's specifically tailored to you, and then creating those back-end systems, documentation, being able to communicate boundaries, and just putting things into place that help your business really become more profitable.
Business and lifestyle, really. Yeah, I love that.
Well, it's so funny because I know Rachel has gotten these swanky systems. I have gotten Stephanie's Instagram, which is just her Instagram course, which was amazing, and now she's making it even better, which I didn't know it could get better, but whatever.
Well, with the new algorithm, I've actually seen that most of most of the known Instagram courses haven't been updated, and they're not updating them. And I'm like, I look at my course and there's things in it where I'm like, it's still really great strategy, but like there's other stuff you need to do. So I need to like put some updates to it just to make it more, 2018, because a lot of the courses that came out maybe 2014, 2015, like the strategies are there. It's just there's stuff missing that I want to like just include into mine, because business is not as usual, and it never will be. Like it's always
going to change. Yeah.
Even like with your website, I see websites as sort of like a living document. They need to change with the times, and the websites can look really dated really fast. You got to keep up if you want to like make something like that's really noticeable and different than everyone else, because every industry is saturated.
Yeah.
Agreed. But we love you.
Unless there's like new technologies, like there's always new technology.
The new technologies. But systems really, I can't even get into how much I love systems, because they're also like not so scary as everyone thinks. It's like
we have an episode on that. Episode
2. 3. Okay, I never know the episodes. I'm always like, which episode?
How it took me like 6 months. I don't even think in the beginning when we started recording, we would send people to our website, and I'd be like, go over to, and I'd like swing it back over to like I could never remember what the website was or the Facebook group. So funny. So we love that you guys are besties, like we are besties, and
we're besties.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just said what you said.
Stop.
She's like, I'm growing a baby. Excuse me.
That's where the brain is right now.
I know. I kept telling her like, oh, I did. I was gonna do this before I came, but I forgot. Oh yeah, I did that. I pulled it out, but then I forgot it. And then I did this.
Just stop telling me all this amazing stuff you were gonna do for me, Jess. I love you anyway.
Which is funny because I get mad at my husband for doing that. Where he's like, "Oh, I thought about doing this," and I'm like, "But you didn't."
But
he's like, "Oh, I thought about doing this really nice thing for you," and I was like, "But you didn't." So are you expecting me to say thank you right now?
Are you getting points for that?
And here I am doing it to her. Well, I'm like, "Well, I thought about you."
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. I know, Stephanie, it's hard to get you. You've got a busy schedule, and
we're like shaking hands and kissing baby ladies.
Yeah.
Let's give one more kimono shimmy for the road. All right.
I smash.
I like it. Bye, Decorettes.
Bye. Thank you.